Have you ever stroked your dog's head and smiled, thinking, I'm loving them the best way I can? It's such a familiar gesture, coming from a place of genuine affection. But what if I told you that this seemingly harmless act might actually be making your dog feel scared, stressed, or emotionally uncomfortable every single day without you even realizing it? I know it sounds a bit much, because we all love our pets. All we want is for them to feel safe, happy, and loved. But here's something not many people will tell you. Many dogs actually dislike being touched on the head, especially from above. And when you do it, you might be putting silent pressure on your dog's emotional well-being without meaning to. Even more concerning, there are clear signs that your dog is uncomfortable, but we often mistake them for cuteness or just normal behavior. In reality, your dog might just be trying to endure it simply because they love you so much. But don't worry, this video isn't meant to make you feel guilty. It's here to help you understand better, love better, and turn every little touch into a moment of safe, soothing connection for both of you. Stick around until the end of this video, because I'll be sharing a powerful tip that can help your dog learn to enjoy your touch again, even if they used to be afraid. It's a technique very few people know about, but it's incredibly effective. And if you truly care about your dog's feelings and happiness, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button, so we can keep connecting through weekly videos filled with love and understanding. Now, let's dive into the first question, and perhaps the most important warning. Why stroking your dog's head might be a serious mistake that many people make. Have you ever noticed? Sometimes when you reach out to gently pat your dog on the head, they suddenly pull back or slightly dodge your hand like they're uncomfortable. Most people just think maybe they're tired or they're just being a little moody. But the truth could be more serious. Head petting, especially from above, can trigger a high level of stress in dogs because it activates their instinctive sense of threat. For humans, touching the head feels intimate. But for a dog, especially one with a history of being hit or living in unsafe environments, a hand coming from above feels like a looming shadow, triggering a primal defense response. It's a reflex rooted in their wild ancestry, from a time when survival meant always watching for predators. Many people don't understand why their dog seems a bit tense whenever they're touched on the head. Sometimes it's just a side glance, a small flinch, or stiffening up slightly. But if you look closely, you'll see it happens again and again. Because dogs don't know how to fake emotions. Their bodies don't lie. When they don't want something, they signal it. The problem is, we're not taught how to read those signals. One of the first and most overlooked signs is a slight trembling or stiff posture when you start petting their head. You might think your dog is peacefully enjoying it, but in truth, they're bracing themselves. Try this instead. Rather than reaching for the head, hold your hand out at their level and wait. If they lean their shoulder or side into your hand, that's an invitation. But if they freeze, stop. They're saying, I'm not comfortable. Another crucial and commonly misunderstood sign is a hard stare paired with a tense, rigid body. People often think, they're looking at me with love. But not always. If your dog's eyes are intense, unblinking, and their body is tight, that might be a sign of internal fear. They don't feel safe enough to move away. But they're also not okay staying. It's an extremely stressful state for a dog, and often the last step before an unexpected reaction. Here's a small but clear example. I once met a golden retriever named Toby. Everyone thought Toby was so well-behaved because he let anyone pet his head without reacting. But during a behavior consult, I noticed the whites of his eyes showing at the edges. a phenomenon known as whale eye. That happens when a dog turns their eyes to look at you without moving their head, exposing the whites. It's not as cute as people think. It's actually a sign of mild to moderate stress. And if repeated often enough, it chips away at your dog's trust and emotional safety. People often say, "But my dog never bites, he's so gentle," and that's wonderful. But just because your dog tolerates something doesn't mean they're comfortable with it. Dogs can't speak, so they use body language. And one of the smallest but most meaningful behaviors is a slight duck of the head, or quiet step backward when you reach out. It might only be 1 or 2 centimeters, but it's a whole message. Please, not right now. Respecting that doesn't make you weak. It makes your bond stronger and more respectful. Another common misunderstanding is when a dog licks your hand after you pet their head. You think it's a thank you? Maybe not. Often, it's a sign of social anxiety, like a nervous human smile. They're trying to ease the moment. Please don't be upset. I didn't mean to be difficult. If this happens often, it might be time to change how you show affection. And not all dogs react the same. Breeds like Border Collies, Shiba Inus, Akitas, or dogs who've lived on the streets often have heightened sensitivity around the head. It's a mix of genetics and life experience. So don't assume other dogs are fine being petted on the head, so mine will be too. Every dog is an individual with their own emotions. What matters most is your ability to notice. With empathy, there's another unconscious mistake many people make: approaching a dog from above. We're used to walking up, leaning down, and reaching out. But for dogs, a looming figure casting a shadow over them is a danger signal. Imagine sitting calmly, and suddenly someone tall blocks your view and reaches out. Wouldn't you flinch? Now multiply that by a dog's heightened sensitivity and uncertainty. And then there's the oh-so-common mistake: hugging your dog tightly and petting them for a long time, thinking it's a big expression of love. But most dogs don't like being restrained. It takes away their sense of control. If I can't leave when I want to, then I'm not safe anymore. That feeling is the first thing that can erode trust, no matter how good your intentions are. Have you ever seen your dog sleeping peacefully and walked over just to gently stroke their head, thinking, "I just want them to know I'm here and I love them"? What many don't realize is, touching a dog while they're asleep can startle them, make them feel threatened, and take away their sense of safety in their own home. When dogs sleep, they need to feel in control of their space. Sudden contact, especially on the head, activates alert signals in their brain, even if it's you, their beloved human. Even when they're awake, there are certain parts of a dog's body that you should be careful touching, like their paws and tail. The tail is directly linked to the spinal cord. Grabbing or tugging it can make a dog feel off balance and alert. And their paws are filled with sensitive nerve endings. Touching them suddenly can trigger flinching, pulling away, or make your dog more guarded in the future. You can train them gradually to tolerate it, but never start with those areas. So, what's the right way to pet your dog? One that relaxes them and builds connection? Try approaching from the side instead of from the front or above. Get down to their level and gently touch their shoulders or lower back. If they soften, wag their tail gently or lean into you. That's a green light. Keep each pet session short, just a few seconds. Then pause, and let your dog respond with body language to show if they want more. If your dog has a history of being fearful of head contact, don't give up. You can absolutely retrain them using positive desensitization. Start by sitting near them, gently touching their safe zones like the shoulders or back. using calm words or small rewards. Slowly, as they feel safer, work your way toward the head, always paying close attention to their signals. This might take days or weeks, but what you gain is real trust, not silent tolerance. If you have young kids at home, please don't skip this part. Teach your children how to touch dogs properly from the start. Kids are innocent, but they can easily startle dogs, especially when approaching from behind or hugging their heads. Make it a fun learning game. Use 2 fingers to gently scratch the dog's shoulder and let the dog decide if they want to play more. Teaching kids to respect animals' feelings is not just good for the dog. It's a lifelong lesson in empathy. And not everyone understands this. Have you ever had a stranger on the street rush over to pet your dog without asking? They reach for the head without warning. In those moments, remember, you have the right to speak up for your dog, calmly and clearly. Sorry, my dog doesn't like being petted on the head. If you'd like to say hi, try the shoulder. It's much more comfortable for them. Most dog lovers will respect that, and some may even learn something new. All of this leads to one simple but profound truth. Respecting your dog's boundaries doesn't make you a distant owner. It makes you a trustworthy friend. Because real love isn't about how we want to show it. It's about being sensitive enough to show it the right way. You can start today. No special skills needed. Just observe more, listen more, and be a little gentler. And trust me, your dog will feel it all. They'll trust you more, stay closer, and feel safe in a deeper way. If you found these insights helpful and want to keep discovering better, more mindful ways to care for your beloved dog, subscribe now. I'll be here every week, learning with you, listening with you, and loving with a heart full of understanding. And tonight, try putting some of these little changes into practice with your dog. You might be surprised by a soft glance, a nuzzle, or even a gentle sigh of relief, in place of stress you never noticed before. You and your dog deserve a deeper connection, one that begins with a single, mindful touch.